Hi guys and gals, welcome to the weekend video review for full members only. Well, let's jump right into it. Last week I did, I tried to do a short video, but a concise video, but it ended up like a magnum opus and half an hour long, and I'm not going to do that this week, so I'm going to keep it nice and tight, under 10 minutes. So just to give you a review of what's happened this week and the week just gone by and what is lined up for next week. Obviously we deal with it every day, but for the week ahead, let's just see what might be on the cards. This is euro dollar. I'll start with euro dollar today. It's Saturday morning here. So I'm counting 5 waves down and a 3-wave recovery. You can interpret that a different way, because you could say that that's a 3-wave wave A, and then 3-wave wave B, and then a 5-wave wave C. Let's see how this works out. we got our recovery in a possible 3-wave pattern, so I'm sticking to my guns and saying that this is 5 waves down and 3 waves up. Waves 1 and 2 complete. Now what will seal the deal on that on Monday and Tuesday is if we get further declines, if we break this wave B, previous wave B here, 117.48, so say 117.40, if we break below 117.40 and continue to kind of create lower highs, well then, you know, this whole exhaustingly long rally in euro dollar, well, could be coming to an end. So we might be, you see here, this is the 4-hour chart. We could be creating, we have a left shoulder in place, we have the head in place, and we could be creating a right shoulder there. So for next week, that's what we need to watch. We need to watch for declines, for this resistance high here at 119.10 to remain untouched, for declines off, say, Friday's high there, and for a break of 17.48 for some more kind of confirmation of a topping process. All right, let's get on to excuse me, pound dollar. I'm suffering a bit today. Let's see. Yes, we have the same, more or less the same situation in pound dollar. They're tracking quite, closely these days. It's more pronounced in pound dollar. Here's the 4-hour chart. You can see again we've got the left shoulder in place. We've got a larger left shoulder in place here, and we're creating probably a larger right shoulder in place. And on the shorter term, we've got a left shoulder head and creating a right shoulder. If we get down to the 30-minute chart there, off the high we hit the target 132.50. We reach 132.68. Since then we've had these nice impulsive declines. Seems to have created 5 waves down. I'm counting 1, 2, within wave 3 it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 3, wave 4, and then wave 5. So far this looks completely corrective. This the action for the last few days, say Thursday and Friday. We have 3 waves up in A, a possible 3 waves down in B, and then maybe working on a 5-wave pattern here in C. You can see we've probably got off the low here 1, 2, 3, maybe a little minor triangle there in 4. So we pop in, what is it, a minuet degree, wave 5 up to complete wave C of wave 2, if you can follow that. So to wrap that, we're looking for a pop-up into this kind of zone of resistance here between 130.50 and 131. So that kind of 50 or 60 points there. We got wave 1 there, the low of wave 1 as the kind of upper resistance there at 131.10, let's say. So, and that happens to be the 50% retracement as well. So it looks to be kind of like an expanded flat correction at 335. So for Monday and Tuesday, again, kind of maybe a pop into 130.50 or 130.60 for Monday, and then declines off that high. It may not even get that high. We may be stopped by resistance here at 130.53, depending on what the mood of the market is on Monday morning. Alrighty, let's get on to dollar yen. Dollar yen just kind of destroyed me in the last few weeks, but we live to fight another day, onwards and upwards. If I go to the 4-hour chart, I still think that this is a correction. That was the alternate count anyway, that we had a 3-wave correction in wave 2 here, grey. So we had a wave 1 up and a 3-wave correction in wave 2. It's been a very, very, very long, drawn-out process of these highs. I suppose the fact that we hit the resistance high of wave 1 there and then just started to decline probably should have been an indication earlier on in my own mind. But anyway, we are where we are. So far, I can't find a better way to describe, say, the declines here, other than a corrective decline. And the rally off the April low is most definitely an impulsive rally. We'll see how this works out. I do have another count I haven't shown it yet. I'll just mention it here. This is on the daily chart. So since say July 16, we had this huge run up in dollar yen, and ever since say it's been December, is it? December 16, we've had this long drawn out corrective process. It's a corrective process, believe me. That's what it is. It can be viewed as nothing else because this is an impulse wave right here. You can see the points gained, points traveled, in a relatively short period of time is exponentially higher than, say, the points traveled in a relatively long period of time here. So just points traveled over, say, a period of time shows me that this is a correction. Now, what we could have forming here is if you're looking at, say, the orange labels here as wave 1, 2, 3, this could be a triangle wave 4, which means this kind of successive bottoms in the kind of 108 area could be kind of indications of a triangle wave 4. Yes, so we have a possible triangle wave 4 orange here. So that would kind of break out into a 3 waves down, wave A, 3 waves up in wave B, possible 3 waves down in wave C. So you'd have a wave D and E to kind of go to left to complete this a 5-wave triangle. Excuse my voice, it goes it drops 2 octaves when I start talking and recording. So let's see how this fares out. It's a definite possibility, so I'll have to keep my eye on this one. Back to the short term. So we blipped below here, this 108.80, that was the invalidation line on Friday. So for now we're calling this wave 2 grey. I'm just going to have to wait and see on this one. We'll see how the reaction to this support plays out on Monday, or on the overnight, say the Asian markets on Sunday night. So again, the only thing we keep an eye out for is a nice impulsive rally with a corrective decline afterwards. So that's what I'll be watching for next week. Overall, the impetus is to the upside. We need to find a bottom. That's what we need. Okay, so let's move on to the Dow. It was a nice week for the Dow. It still remains excuse me, it remains to be seen whether this plays out as a 5 waves down and a 3 waves up. So far so good. I mean, it's been a clear impulse of wave down, wave 1, a correction, wave 2, a nice wave 3 broke out, extended out into 5 waves itself, possibly working on wave 4, or have just completed wave 4 as of the high on Friday. And so early next week we'll say it'll give us an indication of what could happen from here, because if we get a dip down below the wave 3 low in a nice impulse wave, if we touch 21,750, we'd be looking at a nice clear 5-wave patterns down, and then we'll watch for a corrective recovery off that high. And then if we get to the 4-hour chart, at that point we could be looking at a short-term left shoulder, head and right shoulder, which could work out to if you examine the kind of the price structure over the last let's say since the beginning of the year, you had this February high creates a left shoulder, we get the head, we could create a right shoulder here. Since the April lows, we had a rally into a left shoulder, a flat kind of wave 4 there, into a head, we get a decline into a right shoulder, into a decline again. So from a pure kind of Dow theory, head and shoulders viewpoint, it looks to be it's self-evident now that this market is creating quite a high degree top. So like I said, we'll watch for Monday to see if we get a dip below wave 3 and then a correction in wave 2 grey somewhere into the let's see how that might work out. Drip that down here. If we get a dip into the Fibonacci projection, and we get a 50% retracement, so we could probably climb into up to the wave 1 low there. So we'd be talking probably 21,950 to 22,000. So let's see how that works out earlier on next week. Gold had a lovely week. It had a nice 5-wave pattern. I know we changed the count earlier on. We changed the count a few days back, and since then it seems to be fitting quite well. So we're looking for it's quite possible that we have an ongoing correction in wave 2 brown here. We have a pretty clear 5 waves up in wave 1 brown. We're looking for a correction in wave 2. We could see a dip below 1280 if this high here, this kind of support level at 50% also kind of creates this shelf here at 1270. So I have a feeling that we could dip lower into about 1270. Well, we'll see what happens on that one, but we have a kind of a well-defined trend channel there with 1 low, 2 highs, and a declining kind of aspect to it. So 1280 seems the first kind of legitimate target for that. For early trade on Monday, that's what I'll be looking for, decline into about 1280, see if we create a new kind of base of trade there, so we could work into wave 3. We go up into the 4-hour chart. So this means that we could have wave A complete, wave B complete in green labels, and then working on wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside, or wave 1 complete, wave 2 complete in green labels, and working on wave 3 to the upside. So that's the outlook for next week, is a minor correction into a possible wave 3 higher. Anyway, that's it for me. I hope you all have a great weekend, and thanks for watching. And again, we'll see you on Monday evening after market. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.